Morning folks, it's Wednesday morning. Thank you for your comments and likes and welcome new subscribers as always. Feeling a bit under the weather this morning. Dose of man flu coming on. God knows where that's come from. Anyway, down here, got that trumpet we took off yesterday. Just giving it a wipe round in the brake housing, but there's still some oil left inside, so we're going to get it winched up and tipped out the excess oil in readiness to clean the rest of it. And then we'll perhaps have a look at the elliptical on the end. Who knows what's going to happen today. Make it up as we go along, but there's always something happening. Well, the next little issue to resolve, obviously the drain plug on here and the same on the other side, but we'll deal with that one when we get to that. So we're going to do the old trick of put a washer around that, weld a big nut to it, see if it'll come out. We've cleaned up the rust off the end of that, so we've got something to weld to. And hopefully we can get this extracted. One nut welded on. It's a bit hot. I hope this works. Gonna need two hands. Well, where there's a will, there's a way. It's coming out. That's a bit on the warm side. Ow, spanner's hot. Yeah, that's it does work. Yeah, a bit warm. Look at that, it's out. Yippee! Now we can actually drain it out properly and get all the oil out. Unscrew the inlet plug, put some air in. Let's say that's a 3/8 UNF thread on the plug in there. So let's see if we get some new ones, or I'll just get a bolt and make one to go in there. Right, so we got the old oil finally drained out of that one now. We'll tackle and get the bolts out of this, get that bit off to give it a clean out, and then we can give the trumpet a clean once this is off, and yeah, reassemble. And it's off. It's not that dirty inside, to be honest. I think a good clean up. We don't need to go any further. I say that seal there, definitely not leaking with the amount of oil that was in here. So I'm not going to touch that. There's no point. Let's save a little bit of work, but I say for the sake of a clean out, definitely give that a wipe round. So that one's all back together. We're going to clean all these bits up now. Get them reassembled in here. A couple of new big O-rings. And then, yeah, that can be bolted, screwed back down. Need to clean that out. No reason why this one can't go back on. Before I put the brake expander back in, I'm going to make sure this bit here is nice and clean, because that's where the rubber boot's got to sit on, is the oil seal. So, made a start, clean the rod up, get that nice and clean, so there's no risk of any oil leak coming on that on the new boots when it goes back together. So reassembly, we've got the first lot of discs in, so I just cleaned up the threads on that, and this goes in first before the pin goes in, otherwise you won't get it in. So that slips in there like that, drops into place, lovely jubbly. Then we got their pin, drops in that hole in the back there, keeps the expander in place. Also, I took everything apart, you lay it down in the order it came out, so you know to put it back in the right way, even though I've got a fair idea what goes where. It's not exactly rocket science. But yeah, discs are all good. Obviously these are the oil immersed style brakes. Generally you don't get too many issues. These the dry ones you do, because they dry out, they rust up, all the oil seal goes and you get them contaminated and they don't work. So pop these back together. On to the last two more after this one to go in. All looking okay. Put from there. So plenty of clutch and brake cleaner, gets rid of any crud that's on here. Oh, and the last disc. Like new. Hopefully go on for the rest of its life without having to be touched or being well. That's the carrier plate screwed down, new O-ring on the inside there. Then we squeeze the pin back up to pick up the scroll pin back through the shaft. So it's kind of lined up, so a few little taps. It should be. He's in there. So used to a clamp. Job done. A little bit of time just cleaning up rust around the edge here and cleaning those holes up. I have a new pin here, so make sure that fits in there. Super lovely. So we've got all the difficult bits so cleaned up. We'll give it a wipe round now. Put the new O-ring on there. Have another wipe round there. So we'll just tidy up some of the edges around that. There's no reason we can't put this back on that side. Right, so we're strung back up the right way up. All cleaned out there, ready. New O-ring on the other end. Heads of bolts and nuts cleaned up. We can get this lifted up. Stuck back on there. The crane should be in the right place because it hasn't moved forwards or backwards. So just a case of brute force movements there and get behind it and give it a bit of force. It might be slightly twisted off, but I don't know. Oh, we're looking about somewhere close. Where's that going? That's going in there all right. So either going to slip straight in or it's not, and it's currently not. Now we're going. Something's happening anyway. A bit high. Might be fractionally high. There. Just gotta get the right angle. Right, so a nut and get on that. Slow and steady. I say in the book it does say you can take these apart on the tractor, but that's going to be probably hard work because you've got everything in the way, chassis in the way, not a lot of room to work. So, but there we go. If anybody walked in there, they think I'm mad talking to myself. Well, Massey Penny's going to be mad that I've done this, but yeah, she's got parent duty to do. So we're winning. Nearly time for a coffee, I think. A couple of bolts in and it can't go anywhere. On we go. Down a little bit. Lovely. It's on. Alright, time to repeat on the other side. I wonder what we got going to come out of here. Is this going to be full of oil? Oh yes. That's a reasonable amount in there again. Again, point B, no leakage on the seal with that amount of oil in there, so I ain't going to touch that one either. So we'll get this drained out. We'll start undoing the bolts around there. Ready to take it off. And we got the other side off now. Let's go a little bit careful because I don't really want to pull the diff out just yet. It can stay there. We'll deal with this. Yeah, get it sorted out, get the carrier plate off, get the brake stripped out, drain the rest of the oil out that's lurking in that. And then we'll have a go see if we can get that plug off that's broken off on the bottom. A bit like we did with that side. This side we haven't got the diff lock to contend with, but I've managed to catch hopefully all the oil so we can get the rest of this out now. And then stood it up and have a clean up. Yeah, it's looking a bit dirty again. No bits, you can't fit any bits in there, so that's something. I'm getting good at this. This is number 2 coming out. Well, it's out, wherever it went. Bit of crap in the bottom of the hole. Well, this one wasn't too bad, so they had a wipe round. Everything looks okay in here. Say it's just dirty. So we'll get this one reassembled, stood it back up and clean that lot up, put it back in. Well, that's back together. Just got the brakes to do. Pull the diff out. I was looking at it thinking, yeah, this had new crane wheel because they should be rivets, nuts and bolts, and that has been repaired at some point in its life. Once upon a time, so obviously that shaft was replaced. Give it a closer look, but it all looks intact. So we can clean that out, put that in, put that back in, and try and get that back on. Well, we'll try. Oh, that'll do for today. Sorted, back on. That one off, stripped, clean, back on. But we got it done. I'm going to call it a day. Till tomorrow. Morning, folks. Thursday morning. Just had a bit of time tidying up a little bit. Not a lot. Thank you for your comments and new subscribers, etc. from yesterday's little cheeky 1-minute video on getting those broken drain plugs out. Yeah, a few parts packaged up, ready to go to the post office to send off. We've got the PTO clutch here. I'll pull that apart and check it all inside. And then we'll have a look at the pump, see what else happens today. Hopefully, Massey pennies in today. See what happens now. So I'll make a start on this. We'll get the circlip off there, get the brake pack off, have a look at that, then we flip it over and take the big circlip out of there, pull all the guts out of that. Hopefully they're all flat and they're all clean. There doesn't appear to be any slop or play on this bit, which is good. So let's get going with this bit. It's got to be the best one I've seen so far in all my years. There's no scoring in that whatsoever. You can just see where the cast rings were sat. I see the rings here. They're all intact and all looking good. Like I said, no play in this one whatsoever. Well, it's all apart, and you won't believe that all of that come out of that. Doesn't look very deep. There's a lot of parts in there, but all looking clean. No signs of any problems. So I'll give it another wipe round, wipe everything off, put it back together. Right, we've got this cleaned up, squeezed back into place, circlip back in, and we have a guest appearance today. Look who's here. She's back.
I am.
Smiling as usual.
Yeah.
Yes, so how have you managed to get in here today?
Well, we're driving.
Oh, you've driven here. What have you driven in?
Clifford.
What's Clifford? Shall we go and have a look at Clifford?
Clifford's my toy.
Let's go and have a look, shall we? So, meet Clifford. This is what happens when you go off for the day to out of the county, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You have a toy that you used to have one of these years ago.
Yeah.
It's your fun thing.
Yeah.
Chunky tyres. You've already done some work on it. You've put flappy bits on the wings.
I have.
Yes, and it's dirty, even though you had washed it.
I have. Yeah, it just went for a bit of a drive off-roading.
Well, that's what you do with toys, isn't it? You go,
Exactly.
yeah. So that could do with a MF badge on the front, couldn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So yeah, it's a bit dirty.
It's a bit dirty inside. I ain't cleaned it out yet.
I suppose you've got a red seat covering it. Oh, Mac Tools.
Yeah, we need to get Massey in.
Yeah. Oh well, keeps you smiling, doesn't it? Stops you being grumpy and miserable.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So that's Clifford. We've got the PTO brake here. It's going to need a new pad on the end. Just try and hold this one-handed. That works all right. Happy days. We've got the pump here on the bench now. And that filter's pretty clean. I'm going to give it a blowout with the airline, but there's nothing underwater in that. I mean, this all looks like brand new. There's no the valve free, the needle roller bearer in the end, no damage in that. Everything's tight. There's no slop in any of this. I've never seen one in such good condition in a very long time. So we'll give that a clean out. We'll put this back on. It can go back in its hole. Filter all cleaned back on. One last bit to check, which I have had it before. You've got a valve in here, which is obviously steel pin in the aluminium body. I've had it where they have been seized. It doesn't allow the oil to be sucked up, so you've got to make sure that plunger is free and moving, which it is. I ain't going to go any further with this. This is just too good to be true. That's all reassembled in there. I managed to find another one of these pipes in my stores. I think that's the last one I got now. So at least the test port is now functioning. Pump's all back in. Side cover back on. Massey Ben's up there busy cleaning bolts up for that. And somewhere up there, wifey's up there doing some tidying up. So yeah, steady away. Top cover here ready, having a bit of a clean up. Remember these pins that were a bugger to get out? I cleaned the hole, it was pretty dirty. Cleaned the pin up. Oh, it fits in there a treat now. Alright, that side. It's a bit firm. These are good clean. Yeah, it's gone tight. So we'll clean that one out. What these are like. Not too bad, they came out okay. So let's clean that up and hopefully that can go back on there. We have a hole. Big hole there, rusty hole. We've managed to get this out. Bit of a bugger. Look at that. The spring has broke. Been broke a while. So I'll get a new spring, a new collar put there. But I think that's been apart before at some point, even though I have mullered it getting it out. But a bit of heat and the old crayon trick again helped things along. So, they're buggers to get apart because you've got to get that pin out there to be able to get this off, because it doesn't come off the other end because it's in that one. Yeah, something else to deal with. As you can see, there's a pin goes through there, through a cross bolt. So you've got to get that out to be able to release it. Obviously there's a rubber bung in the end. So we'll try and get that one out. We've had a bit of a wrestling match. We got the bolts out of here. Most of them kind of done, bar one, which ended up cutting off because he did not want to turn at all. So this chassis is ready to lift off of here, and then we can get the wheels off. But this won't be a today job, that'll be a future day job, as in tomorrow probably. Still plodding away in there. Got that pretty well cleaned up now, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm quite pleased how it's come up, actually.
Yeah. We've got a new gasket there ready. We can hopefully get this slip back on there, and then that'll probably do for today because time's going on. Nice to be back for the day.
It is, yeah.
Tinkering, how's the thumb? Yeah. Just wait for what destruction you're going to find when you get home tonight. Well, we've got that one reassembled. All looking okay. Nothing underward, nothing broken. That little pipe, found another one inside obviously to go in there. So that's ready for a final clean up. That could be painted after I've got this bit sorted here. So I've yet to strip the draft top link drafts out, getting new spring orders. But yeah, looking a lot better than it did this time last week. So well done, my little one-hand bandit. Right folks, that'll do for today. Dirty hands, been busy. So thanks for watching. Hope you like the last little oddsies we've done. Little short one yesterday. At least we had good progress today. So drop us a comment, give the old thumbs up and subscribe button. Be much appreciated. And until tomorrow, no Saturday. Take it steady. See you later.